Hello, my harmonies. It's your girl Melody. So I decided for International Women's Month, because March is International Women's Month, to interview two amazing, phenomenal, smart, hardworking women. And today's person is Cassie Pena. Cassie is an associate director of Liberty University's LU Serve. Cassie is very, very hardworking, very driven, and we had a lovely conversation on all things parenting, identity, God, relationships, all that good stuff. It's really fun, and I also did her makeup while at it. So please enjoy this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do enjoy it, give it a like, subscribe, and don't forget to share it, and also turn on the notification bell so that you're notified when I drop a video every weekend. Bye guys.
You want me to turn it?
Yes.
Oh, it's so pretty! Oh my gosh, I don't even look like myself. Well, I look like a more fancy, cute version of myself.
Yeah, you look like an actress.
Gosh, you're so talented. You really do such a great job. Oh, Melody, thank you so much. Yeah. I love it. Can I tell you, I've never ever put a colored anything other than like beige or gold on my eyelids.
Okay, on your lid.
Yeah, never. I've been too afraid. I feel like I can do it now. Oh, it's beautiful.
I'm glad you like it.
Okay,
I'm pampering you, so enjoy, relax.
Okay,
Here.
sorry. I'm sorry. Okay,
yeah,
so the question is, what do I enjoy about being a woman?
Yes.
I like a lot of aspects about being a woman. I think that kind of intuition that can come with being a woman. I like that a lot of times there's shared experiences.
Yeah.
Whether it's like minor things about, just like processing information to major life events that you get to share and share experiences and kind of recount. Not that these are necessarily girly things, but I love, I don't know, just the idea of getting to, well, I guess it's not girly at all. It's like specific. I love the idea of getting to be a mom one day. I love the idea of, I don't know, getting to parent.
What do you like about being a mom? Is it the process of carrying the baby, or
okay? So
just for like me, just the thought of a human being growing in me excites me. I don't know why. I'm always like, oh my god, a human being is growing inside of me.
Yeah. Well, I am not yet a mom, and I've never been pregnant yet, but I do like the process, or I get excited, I guess, about the thought of getting to, I don't know, like nurture someone specifically. Yeah. I like the thought of seeing kind of those personality traits and even like generational traits. In a child. Yeah. I just think that's so exciting.
That's good. That's good. So what do you not like about being a woman?
I think I didn't realize this until I was a little bit older, but I think maybe a shared experience of womanhood, unless you fight really hard or were taught at a young age to not buy into, is that there is kind of this almost societal competition between women.
Yeah.
Like not often is it that you are just naturally put in situations where competition isn't a part of it. When you're younger, it's like, competing over looks or comparison. And then you get a little bit older and it's like dating, and that kind of has this competition element to it.
Yeah.
And even if it's not romantic, it's like you have your friend group, and it's like your friend group versus another friend group, and who's successful and who isn't. And then you get into another stage of life, and it's who's a good mom, who's a bad mom, who's a good wife, who's a bad wife. There just seems to kind of be this, unless you fight really hard against it, this competitive element between women.
Yeah.
And I guess men probably have that too to some extent.
No, but it's more with women. There's this always this undertone of like like competition, of like, and they've always said that, like they've always said that women are their greatest competitors. Women can't get along, men make better friends. So narratives like that. I don't know if it's inborn, I don't know if it's natural, or if it's society that's putting this thing on us. But women hardly get along.
It's a really good point that you made. I don't know if that's like societal or if that's part of
not nature, like
nature or nurture, but it's there, and you almost have to like actively think to not do it. Like I have to actively think like, oh, that girl is not my competition. We can help each other and enjoy the experience. If I'm not careful, I can definitely fall into that.
Yeah, that's good. It's good that I like what you're saying, that like you're not only saying, oh, other people are that way, but you're also saying that you yourself, you also remind yourself that no, you know, I'm not in a competition with that person, because everyone likes to make it look like they are the better person, like you know, like they're not affected by these problems of life, like these bad habits. Like, do you get what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I like the fact that you're saying, you're owning up and saying that, like, you also talk to yourself, like you also remind yourself that, hey Cass, it's okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm 28 years old right now. I'll be 29 in about 2 months.
Okay.
And I think if I was gonna like talk to me at high school, like 16.
Yeah.
Man, I really, really enjoyed life at 16.
Yeah.
Like and I think that's just nature of a lot of 16-year-olds. But I felt, and maybe this was a good thing, like, you know, just like healthy development at that age. But you just feel like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna miss so much in life if I don't get going, and kind of, I don't know, just kind of hurry up. But I feel like if I could tell 16-year-old me anything, it would be to just like, just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, actually, I don't know if it's slow down, like don't try more things. It would be like, just dive in deeper. Like, don't feel like, oh, this is kind of life on hold and it's gonna start at the next thing or the next thing. But just fully embrace everything at 16. You know, I guess with the precautions of things that are, you know, long-term healthy. You don't want to embrace things that are gonna come back and hurt you at 18 and 20 and 22, but just enjoy it.
Were you an uptight kid?
Kind of.
Wow.
I don't know if I was still kind of goofy and silly, but I just wanted to like succeed so bad, and that marker of success it just changes so often that I think at 16 you're just like fighting to feel like you finally did it. When you're never gonna feel that way. Like you're never gonna be freed up from that feeling of success. And you don't even know what that means at 16. And so I think I would just tell myself, like, don't be so worried about figuring out what the target is, but just fully enjoy what's in front of you, and just not worry about trying to make sure that everything leads to perfect success, because that's such a moving target.
That's good.
I've heard that, and like kind of the same stage of infrastructures.
Infrastructure, the people, though.
No, I get that.
I didn't even know that there were black people in Brazil, like, until recently.
No.
Oh, I met this fine Brazilian guy.
Oh, what's his name?
In Liberty. I know his name, but I don't want to say.
Well, I don't know him.
Well, maybe someone might be watching that knows him.
Now I want to know him.
But anyway, it doesn't
I
matter.
highly recommend Brazilians.
Oh, please. I was cleaning Liberty when I was in the custodial job, and he was very like, his vibe was like upbeat, very friendly. He walked by and said hi to me. He had this very big smile. So I'm thinking to myself, does this guy know me? Like, I'm like, and he was cute, like he was fine. And I'm also thinking to myself, this has to be a Nigerian. That's what I was thinking to myself. I'm thinking this has to be a Nigerian, because this energy is very, this is us. I thought it was a particular tribe, a particular Nigerian tribe. Sorry, love. So he passes by, and then I clean and clean up to like the where they play pool.
He was like hanging around,
and then he was there. Oh my god, he was there, and then
he waiting for you.
And then he was so confident, and then he came. I'm like, okay, because you know, guys here are usually very reserved, like like you, no one says anything. But then he walked up, because I was talking to, his friend was there. His friend happened to be my classmate.
Yeah.
So I was talking to his friend, and then he came happily. I think he was like, oh, like an opportunity to go.
Is he in grad school?
Yes, he was also in grad school. He's studying criminal justice. I was like,
interesting.
Yeah, I like it. So I said, and then I skipped the part where he opened his mouth and he wasn't in Nigeria. I'm like, where are you from? And he said he's from Brazil. I never knew there were black Brazil people.
Yeah.
There were black. His energy was so Nigerian. Like he's.
Did he think you were Brazilian?
No, he didn't think I was, but he knew I was Nigerian. So apparently he loves Nigerian stuff. Apparently he watches Nigerian movies. His classmate,
what a cool guy.
My classmate
Yeah.
had told me about him, saying that, I have this friend that likes Nigerian stuff. He watches Nigerian movies, blah blah blah, and everything. So my friend said, remember I told you that this is him? I was like, oh wow, so, like it was crazy. I thought I had met my husband.
So when are you guys going out?
Since that day, after that day, we never saw again.
Do you have each other's contact information?
No, he didn't. I found him on Facebook, but he didn't reach out to me. But that's dead and gone because there's new fish.
Yeah, there's another guy. There's another guy.
Yeah, you homework, perform at your jobs.
Yeah, no, so we had this really fun group, and I think I finally just like, it was almost like, I can just kind of enjoy this.
Yeah.
And so, I think like some really good lessons I learned there in that phase of life was to just try new things all the time.
Yeah.
And so we would like go on day trips, and I would try new sports, and I would try, I don't know, like cooking. And
open your eyes and look up.
I ended up like learning and kind of refining what all those goals were, and feeling like I could relax a little bit.
Yeah.
Of like, I can just enjoy things.
Yeah.
And so I guess that's not really advice for me at 22.
Yeah.
I think another thing at that age that I was learning as well is to just be really confident.
Yeah.
I had kind of started my first full-time job.
Yeah.
And I was, still kind of like insecure about my age.
Yeah.
In a workplace, and insecure about.
You felt you were too young?
Kind of. I mean, it wasn't. I was like a secretary. It wasn't, a big deal, but I felt like I was too young. I don't think they thought they knew I was young, but I don't think they thought like, oh, she can't do it.
Yeah.
But I just remember feeling like insecure, and then realizing, it was such a good time to just learn how to like grow in my professional skills.
Yeah.
And lean into that and learn from people around me. So I had a really awesome boss at the time.
Yeah.
Who really pushed me out of my comfort zone and like made me do things that I think he realized, I could be good at, like speaking in front of people.
Yeah.
And
He gave you an opportunity to grow.
And I think if you have somebody in that in your life when you're that age, at like 22, 23, like kind of starting that first job, who's willing to push you, like don't run from that.
Yeah, I think Rob does that for me. Rob pushes me, like he's always saying, he's always like, I think Melody can do this. I think like he does that for me so much. Like I'm so grateful for him. I'm not saying that because you're here. I really am. I say that all the time.
He's a good developer. Yeah. I know what you mean. I mean, he pushes me.
Yeah.
He really does. He pushes me to like, not like past my comfort zone, but to really feel confident in what I know and feel confident in what I believe and to make decisions based on that and not have to second guess myself all the time.
Yeah, I think women do. I think that's something women do a lot. Women second guess themselves. Like we always feel like we're not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
We feel like we always doubt ourselves, and that's another thing about guys. Like even when they feel fear, or even when they feel, even when they feel fear, they go at it, and they go at it with so much confidence that you even think that they know, even when they know that they don't know.
You can kind of bluster a little bit.
Yeah.
Just like swagger.
Yeah.
And make it. But I think like we get to do that too. Like there's a part of me, I think that, and I think you can do this too.
Yeah.
Like I've seen you do it in some of the things. I don't feel like I have to know something 100% to try it. Maybe I want to know it like 100% before I don't know, involve other people or like make it the standard.
I'm learning to just go for it, even if I don't know. I feel like I don't know. And
just the amount of like faith really and like reliance on the Lord that it takes to to fight through that, and realizing like you're gonna get to the other end, like Cassie, you're gonna get to the other end of some of these things, and you made the wrong decision. But life goes on, and God is still good, and you know, you push forward. Hopefully, it's not on the really big, huge things that are hard to take back, but I don't know. And it's like it grows that humility of being willing to say like, man, I messed up, and apologize to people, or you know.
And even the humility to even rely on him, you know.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that takes, man, that's a part about being a woman that like you feel that pressure to be so composed all the time and be put together. I'm sorry, I moved my eyebrows.
Oh, okay.
You feel that pressure to be composed and to be calm and to be gracious, and really there's a lot of like crying till your nose running, humility on the Lord, like relying on the Lord, and that's a humbling feeling. But it's so much better there than, I don't know, feeling like you've got to fake it all the time. And I think it's just like the stakes get higher in life, you know, the decisions get harder and more complex.
That's what I was saying, that like I thought growing up was like just wearing makeup and painting my nails. I didn't know like it was about solving real life decisions and making real life decisions. Decisions are like, if you don't make it well, if you don't do the right thing, it will affect you. It will cost you badly. It will cost you money. It will cost you time. Like serious decisions that like change your life.
Yeah, I'm with you. And they seem to just kind of get more complex as you go. But I also think like what's the beauty of like the design with that is your experience get more richer too. So you have more information going into solving that problem. And for people like women who have faith and reliance on God, like your ability to just kind of blindly trust him starts to grow because you don't have a choice otherwise. And with what we were talking about earlier, with like if you're able to like stop competing as much, then you have a lot more people who you can get that advice from, because you're not like, you don't have like competitors, you have, I don't know, like friends and resources. Something in a way that is creating uncomfortable or inappropriate, you're hearing that wrong or you're hearing that and not in how I intended. Like, not like I have to be responsible for you, but I should, as your boss, care enough about care enough about you as a professional who's growing in that field to backtrack and say like, hey, can you, like, I was taught at some point by a great boss that I had, like a great question to ask somebody is, what did you hear me say? And that's not like an accusation. What did you hear me say? It's like, hey, what did you hear me say there? And making sure that what I'm intending to communicate
is being communicated.
Or else you might have a conversation and walk away from it and you heard two totally different things, and it's like, man, why did she say that to me? I don't get it. I'm walking away, man, I said something so encouraging. It was great.
Close your eyes. That's good. So another question is, so the theme for this year's International Women's Day is choose to challenge. What mindsets, what narrative, what do you want to challenge in this year? What's one thing that you want to challenge, that you choose to challenge, or you would like to challenge? I think that's a really good question. I say this as a challenge that I would even like want to challenge myself with, because I definitely struggle with this as well. But I think a narrative that I've seen my whole life, and I wish, we get to a place where this isn't something we need to challenge. But I think as women, we're encouraged either outrightly or subtly to find our identity in things that like just absolutely don't matter. And so I think, that could be our appearance, like find our identity in our appearance, find our identity in
who we associate with to find our identity. Honestly, even in like our own desires. Like I desire to be this kind of person or be perceived as this kind of person. You know, whether that be like, you know, you're like, hey, they see me as someone who has this particular aesthetic or this particular, you know, trend. I mean, and I like where it can really hit home for me is there's things that I think are good things still. Like, I'm not saying that these are bad things, but they're not good things to find your identity in. And I definitely struggle with this. Like, you know, I am tempted often to find my identity in whatever I deem as success. Or I'm tempted to find my identity in a relationship status, or I'm tempted to find my identity in my position in life. You know, I work versus a stay-at-home mom, or, you know, this isn't me, but like I have kids, or I don't, or what my profession is. Even if those are like phenomenal good things.
But that's not your identity.
No, and it's like I wanted, like, it doesn't matter. Like I want to find so much, but all that thing's temporal.
So where should we find our identity? Where should our identity? Where should we?
No, I think, and I don't know that I'm consistent in this, but like kind of my throw it out there, like this is my goal that I probably am gonna have to work to my whole life. But I think the only really structural, sound thing that you can find your identity in is your relationship with the Lord. And so when I say that, I mean specifically with Jesus Christ and who he's revealed himself to be throughout time.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I keep scaring me. My attention.
Wait, so you wanted to do my makeup because you thought I needed a makeover?
No, not your makeup. No, come, no.
I think that's so sweet.
No, that's
no,
not.
I think that's the kindest thing. You're so sweet. You're like, this girl doesn't look like she's getting it together often.
Needs my touch.
She needs my. Hey, remember we were talking about like women don't compete, they help each other? You're helping me.
I love it. That's true.
Oh,
that's true. But I was actually referring to the hair. So when you came and I touched it, I'm like, oh no, I can't.
it's
like
so bad.
This has to be part of our makeover. It has to be. So yeah, I'm excited.
If you in the future have a daughter, what's one personality trait you hope she has from you?
From me?
Yeah. Or it doesn't have to be from you. Just one personality
no,
trait.
Me. Okay. I think the first thing that comes to my mind, I had this. One thing I would want her to have would be to not be so mindful of what people think. To not be like so, to not be a people pleaser. To like to be like to know what she wants and go for it, and to be decisive. I'm indecisive and I'm easily swayed by like opinions. And
You're indecisive? You feel like you are?
I feel like I am.
You don't strike me as someone indecisive. Is this me trying to sway you? I need
No. That could be.
I hope not. That's interesting.
Yeah. Look up. Please.
That would be.
I think I don't strike you as that because I come across as like strong and like strong-willed, and no, I can't be.
Yeah.
I can't be.
Well, decisive is a good thing for a girl to be.
Yeah. But for me, one thing I want my baby to be my baby. I was like
Your future baby.
I want her to be happy. I want her to find any reason to be happy. I make up joy. Like here when I'm here, I just start dancing on my own. I want her to just be a happy person, to not be overloaded with things.
Yeah.
Just always to make light of things and to just be happy.
Joyful.
Joyful, yeah.
Yeah.
I want that for me. I want my baby to be like that. That as well. So
That's
now
cool.
We're gonna be doing your lips.
Okay.
We're almost done. I'm excited to touch your hair.
Joyful and decisive. Those are good
Yes.
things.
Yeah. What about you? What would you want your baby girl to have? I like how I'm saying baby girl.
Yeah.
As if they're here, as if it's real.
As if it's yeah.
Yeah. We have to speak it into existence.
Yes, absolutely. I don't know that I could like necessarily say this is one of my dominant personality traits. I see it a lot. I see it in Rob, even though you're probably gonna laugh because he has such a strong personality. Calm, and he's decisive, and that's helpful because I can be indecisive too.
Yeah.
I think the number one thing I've always wanted for a child, you know, if I'm blessed with children, is I want them to be kind.
Yeah.
Like to not feel like they need to be sarcastic,
Yeah.
to be interesting, or to feel like they have to be abrasive to get by in the world.
Yeah.
Not stupid, not silly.
At some point, I started to feel like I needed to be abrasive. I felt like I was too
Yeah, I feel like
gentle for the world. Like,
I adopted that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't part of my nature. It was like, man, I'm gonna be tough and no one's gonna hurt me.
Me too. Yeah.
And I just want them to be kind. So maybe,
Yeah.
just kind.
Yeah.
Not feel like they have to prove anything.
Yeah.
At some point in your, do you think that's like a normal female experience to feel like you have to be, at some point you're like, I'm gonna be tough?
I think so. I think so. That makes sense. Yeah. Like everyone's taking advantage of me, right? So I need to like prove a point.
Celebrate together. This is so dramatic. I can't wait to see it.
I'll do your hair first.
It felt so good. I was like kind of like
good. I love how it's
relaxed.
That's the whole idea, to pamper you.
It's so nice. You're so sweet. Oh, no, go for it. No, I just didn't do it for that year when I was like actually moisturizing and finger curling my hair. But so expectations for women in America, I think you hit a really important point on the head, which is just like the natures of the cultures are so different.
Yeah.
It's not so much like roles are different. Like I'm assuming in Nigeria, like women are expected to be motherly and you know, maternal and feminine, any of those kind of things.
Yes. To be soft-spoken, to be submissive.
Yeah. I think there's like a stronger, because of what you said, the individualism versus the collectivism.
Yeah.
Some of those like, some of those things aren't necessarily a given. So it's not necessarily a given that you're going to be soft-spoken. Because it's individual. So kind of that's going to be a combination of your familial experience, your professional experience, the choices that you've made. Like you can kind of choose in and out of that. I think there is like some really cool stuff because of that. Like you really do get to have a really strong hand in your future as an individual.
As opposed to like everybody having an opinion.
You get those opportunities, and so for people who wield that well, it's amazing, and for people who wield that poorly, it ends poorly. And in addition to that, I think what can be tricky with that is you can find your identity in that individualism, and so you lose some of the, what, as someone who's never lived in a more collectivistic culture, but have had friends who have, or, you know, Rob with Brazilian culture tends to be, you know, traditionally a little more collectivistic than individualistic. Like,
he thinks about his family in every decision he makes, right?
And like when I go to visit his family, you see how people interact, and it's close knit and it's beautiful. It really is. And there's just some, I'm sure like they, just like we could, with our own experiences, they could point out like, no, this is why there's bad things in it too. I'm sure they could, but it's give and take. I don't know if it's better or worse, more than like, man, here's some like things that come with that. But there is a lot of pressure because it's individualistic to like hit certain standards society-wise.
That's also another reason why there's also a lot of anxiety here. Because like in Nigeria, a girl is actually expected to live with her parents until she gets married. Like you're expected to stay and like live on the wedding day, dress up in your parents' house, and that's the day that you're staying. Like you're leaving your father's house. But whereas here in America, from like 18, you're advised to start like looking for your own place to stay. And blah 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 and everything. So I mean, now it's changing where like girls are like, people are like, oh no, I don't want to live with you anymore. I want to, so I can come home anytime I like, or bring whoever I like home. But you don't have to. If you make that decision, it's on you. Like if you decide to move out, it's on you. So that's also, I don't know, it's good and it's bad because you're sheltered, blah blah blah. Like you don't grow, everybody should get the experience of living on their own somehow, like get the experience of making decisions on your own before getting married as a female, as a lady.
And I think too there's like a balance in there of like how much independence versus having absolutely no contact and like you don't have any advisors and your accountability. That's interesting too, because I think we talked about this a little bit earlier. Like Nigeria is a big country, America is a big country, and so there's subgroups, like there's pockets. And I think those are two pockets that you'll see in the United States specifically, of like people who think, oh, the correct way is they're out of my house at 18 and they're on their own and whatever. And then you have other pockets, either because they've just believed this their whole life and that's kind of their family value, or they're from a society who still values this, which is like what you described. You know, girls live at home while they go to college or while they have schooling, or basically anything until they're married and move in with a husband. And there's like, even in like the same town, you're gonna find people who are on such opposite ends of the spectrum and have really strong beliefs about why their way is right. You know, so it's hard. I mean, that's unique. Interesting.
It is different. And the thing about Nigeria is they don't stop telling you what they expect of you. So once you get married, the next thing is, so when is junior coming? Yeah, they'll be looking at your stomach.
Yeah.
Junior is, they mean like, are you pregnant? Like, is there a baby in there? Like
Constant.
Constant. Like, it's like, oh my god, chill fam. Like,
yeah.
you guys, you pressured me into getting married. Now do you also want to pressure me into having a baby? Yeah, we do. We want to pressure you to having a baby. It's time. Like, they literally want to tell you. And when you get married, you're all alone. Like, you live on your own. Like, no one's there to settle your problems. No one is there to to help you deal. You're just there with that bad. If you marry a bad person, you're there with that bad person. You know what I mean? And so now they're telling you to have a baby. If you have that baby, those people will most likely not send you any money or anything. Anyways, I say like, and then when you have the child, they're like, don't you think you should have another one? Don't you think that she needs a brother or he needs a sister? Auntie, why? How is your business? God, it's from that's school. No, don't you think they should go to this school? Blah 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 blah.
Okay, I have a question now. That made me think, because one day we're gonna be the old ladies, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna be the aunties or the grandmas or the whatever. Yeah. What kind of auntie do you think you'll be?
Well. So are you trying to say it's natural?
No, I'm not trying to make any kind of point. I'm thinking of older women I know.
Yeah.
I know of older women who totally live by themselves in the city and they're totally independent.
Yeah.
I know of older women who are just like, they live to be a grandma and take care of their grandchildren. I've met old women who are like, I'm done with raising my children. I'm going to go be a missionary, or travel the world or do whatever. So I'm curious, like, if you had to guess, which I know everything in life changes, but if you had to guess, what kind of auntie do you think you'll be?
Wow, I have never thought of this. So I want to be, I think that's the kind of auntie I want to be. So I want to be this auntie that always has food in her house. Very random. I just want to always, like, all my nephews' nieces to always come and feel like, oh, there's food, like, let's come and eat, let's come and feast.
Yeah.
How do you see yourself? What kind of auntie do you think you're gonna be? What kind of elderly person do you see yourself as?
What kind of old person do I see myself as? Okay. I loved your answer about food. I feel like that's a big deal. Like, really? Good cook. I can just feed you. Yes, come and eat. I think it would be really fun to like always have silly parties.
Yes.
Like either if it's with friends or relatives or whatever, and it's like, I don't know. I just think at like a certain age, you just can throw a theme party and people just have to do it.
Yeah, I like people, so I see myself being like, my house being like a meeting spot for everyone, like gathering everyone together and then checking up on everyone. How is everyone doing? Like, let's pray for her. Yeah. Don't isolate yourself. Blah, blah. So I see myself being like a hub for like family. Yeah. And friends. And I also see myself being like that auntie that feels like she knows everything and has an advice for everything. Yeah. So like all the younger ones, I was like, at my age, if I had known better, I would have enjoy yourself, all those kinds of things. I just give him a chance. Is there any guy in your life? Blah blah blah. All those kinds of things. I see myself. How are you going out? Are you always at home? How do you expect to meet them if you're always in things like that? I just see myself being that. Yeah. Fun. I want to be a cool aunt. I don't want to be annoying, but kind of like a nosy, but like fun. Yeah. Nosy in like a fun, gentle way-ish. And then also like, I want them to feel like they can call me for prayers. Yeah. And they can tell me anything and not feel like they're being judged.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah. I definitely can see that. You want me to turn it?
Yes.
Oh, it's so pretty! Oh my gosh, I don't even look like myself. Well, I look like a more fancy, cute version of myself.
Yeah, you look like an actress.
Gosh, you're so talented. You really do such a great job.
Oh,
Melody. Thank you
like
so
it?
much. I love it. Can I tell you, I've never, ever put a color, anything other than like beige or gold on my eyelids.
Okay, on your lid.
Yeah, never. I've been too afraid. I feel like I can do it now. Oh, it's beautiful.
I'm glad you like it.
Okay, can I do something?
Yes.
Okay. So I know we talked a lot about like encouraging and not being competitive, and so I wanted to tell you a couple of things.
Okay.
Okay. So I've known you for like a year now.
Yes.
Because of our relationship with work, and so I want to tell you a couple of things that I see in you that I think are just incredible, and I think you're an entrepreneur, and I think that you are confident.
Yeah.
And I think you wear confidence in a way that makes other people feel good about themselves, not a confidence that makes other people feel intimidated or scared. I think you are a welcomer. I think you're beautiful. I think you're kind. I think you.
Are you just flattering me, or
no? I mean I'm thinking as I go, like specific to you, and I
didn't know you thought all these things about me.
I do, and I wish I say them more, and I wish more people say them more, and I hope people do say them more, because I think you're gonna do incredible things in life, and like
so much.
You should just store all these in a warehouse for the day where you feel like you aren't those things, and you can pull them out and know and like confidently that I deeply think all these things about you, and I'm just really excited to see how God will use you and the gifts that He gave you.
Well, I'll say the same thing about you too. I think that no, for real, like I like there's a calm and like there's a steadiness that you bring with you. Like it's I don't have the words. It reminds me of my cousin. It's calm and firm. Like it's solid. Like a solid calmness. It's like just like everything is going to be okay. This assurance that everything, you bring that calmness with you. Everything is going to be okay. And just this, I just like seeing you. Like I told you I enjoy talking to you. It's just comforting. Like I know that okay, I'm not crazy. Like it's someone that actually thinks like me, or there's someone that I actually enjoy talking to. And I just see a hardworking woman. And I was hearing it from the things that you were saying. A hardworking woman, a very focused and a very like talented, gifted person. And I know that you're going to go far with your husband. Like both of you are a very good combination. I feel really happy and privileged and delighted to know you and to have this access to you. I don't take it for granted. So because you didn't have to, like you could have said no, like and
I was flattered. Are you kidding me? To get my hair, my makeup done, and like to get to watch somebody who's an entrepreneur in action.
Yeah,
I love it. I was flattered. So thank you for doing this, and I look really cute.
Yes,
thank you.
I'm glad you like it. You really. I was scared.
I'm gonna try and sleep like this so that I don't like get any on the pillow.
I was scared of the black because I was like,
you're really talented.
Thank you.
This was super fun.
I'm glad you liked it. Okay.